Hello, hello. We are so excited today. We have an amazing show. But we do want to say hi to a few people. So,
thank you to Lightworkers Lum, episode 3. I'm so excited.
So I want to say hi to Mangled Unicorn. Thanks for coming in, everybody, by the way. We are thrilled. Whispers from Heaven, Venus. Venus, thank you so much for posting everybody's channels. We appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So we have
1E Franks. Hello.
Hi, Franks. Good to see you. And we have Teamwork. Hi, Teamwork.
Hello.
Thanks for coming in. I've gotten a little bossy here. Hi, Karen. And we also have Lus 452. So because we have a really packed night, so we just want to quickly say hi to everybody.
Yes.
And so tonight's guest is somebody we're both really thrilled about. Metaphysics has always been part of her life, which gave her the language to talk about her knowings. So she has gone from ghost hunting, native ceremonies, to spirit art and healings, to seances, table tipping, channeling, mediumship, and finally she came to astrology. And then she doesn't only just do readings, she actually teaches it. And Sarah and I both went in and went to one of her classes this just on the weekend. Sarah, did you want to talk about her classes?
It was, I am very new to astrology. I don't really know anything about it. And the way she presents the class, she was talking about basic information, but also the class has different levels. So she was talking about more advanced information as well, but it all flowed together. And it was, I didn't feel lost. I didn't feel confused. Everything made sense the way she was going through it. And a lot of times when you're going through astrology, like courses, you just kind of start to daydream because there's so much information getting thrown at you. But the way she runs her class, you just want more and more and more. You're just like, oh, I'm so thirsty. I just need to learn it all. It was awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. And I have a reading booked with her in a week or so, and I'm so excited. So I'll report back. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. It's going to be fabulous.
So she's in her back room, so we should bring her out. So let us introduce to you G. She's an astrologist, and she blows me away. She's done a reading for me, a few readings. So, before any further ado, please welcome G from Allastology. Hi, G. Welcome.
Hello, ladies. How are you doing?
Good.
You're doing wonderful.
Good. Glad to be here.
We want to thank you first off. Thank you.
Yep.
So we're going to ask you a whole bunch of questions about you, and this is all about you, considering you usually do everything all about everybody else.
Yes, this is true. And thank you. Before we go any further, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
I think when people get a chance to see what you are all about, so it's not just zodiac signs. One lucky person will be getting a free reading, which will be here.
Yeah. Right.
Yes. So type #chart, and towards the end of the show, we will be doing that drawing, and you will get a reading tonight from G. So we will post her. So just email her your information if you are not, if you don't want it to be shared in the chat. So you can go ahead and email that, and we'll post her email there. But you're going to be blown away.
Birth time, birth date, birth city, birth state. I need all your digits, so I will draw up your chart live tonight, and you will get a reading with me.
Yes, and that's going to be so fun. I'll put her email up later on towards the end of the show, so the winner can send that in. It's amazing, and I just want to. The kind of the awkwardness that Donna Marie and I came on, we were just coming off a glitch in the computer, so we were just like, ah.
Yeah.
So I know.
Wasn't our normal intro.
That is my life. That is my life. I tell you.
Like,
all
that's
too
what
familiar
happens
with
when
the
you go
glitchy.
live.
Exactly.
Happens every time I try to record a video. I'm like, God. Again.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, it's these the days of our lives as we're going live.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you for the feedback on the class. Thank you for all the very kind things you were saying.
Awesome.
And hopefully they were, I really want people to just be completely honest. That way I can improve upon and learn what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So not to say that you aren't being honest, but I really do want truthful feedback, because I just want to.
I went to my husband afterwards and I was like, oh my God, that was so awesome. I can't wait for my reading. I was like, I can't wait for more classes. No, it was, it was,
I've taken a lot of classes.
I was able to absorb it so easily, even the more advanced stuff. It was just, it was awesome.
Well, that's kind of why I like the idea of it being like the big classroom in the sky type of thing, where we have, the little red schoolhouse type of atmosphere, where you might hear little tidbits from other people's questions. And it might, even if it doesn't stick at that moment, right, as you look at your own stuff and go further on, there will be other things that you're connecting dots to when you're not in the classroom. But when you're looking at, husband's chart, or your child's chart, or your friend's chart, or whatever. And so the pieces, they start to come together. And that's how astrology works. As we evolve, right, as our whole energetic system upgrades and everything, other things start to make sense, and we start to connect with them. We start to kind of vibrate at that same level. So it's a process. It's not a one and done quick learn thing, but it's absolutely worth the investment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In your time, your life.
Frank says it was great.
Oh, thanks, Frank. Hey, how are you doing, Frank? I got your email. I'm swamped. I'll get back to you when I can. I mean, everybody reached out at in the same 12-hour period. Family, I got family visiting my mom, and so I've been on the phone for like hours at a time with siblings, and it's like, okay, so just a lot going on right now.
Yeah. Wow. So we have a few questions before we start getting into the 2026 year. So what got you into your what was your aha moment that made you say, yeah, astrology's for me?
It's a really practical example, totally relatable. But there's just a tiny backstory, which was I had met this lady who I call my Yoda, like a teacher, a spiritual teacher. And she kept pushing me towards astrology. She kept saying, you need to be doing this. And this was a time in my life when that was like the last thing in the world I wanted to do, because I understood the depth of time it would take and a commitment to it. And I was like, I'm just busy having fun with metaphysics. I was just doing everything but that. And one day I'm at my job working, the 9 to 5. And I had been in a position where I was the person hiring people. And as time went on, I had like a crew with like 15, 20 people, and little different things would come up, like challenges and like personality things. And so one day I just started saying like, hey, when is your birthday? And somebody said when their birthday was, right? And I wasn't really connecting any dots as far as thinking astrologically. I was just like, maybe I was doing the schedule or something. I don't even remember. Anyway, somebody else right away pumped in, like one of the other employees was like, really? My birthday's 2 days after that. So then somebody else, same crew, somebody else was like, get out of here. My birthday's the same day. So I'm hearing this like talk between them. They start talking about their birthdays, and I'm like, what the hell? Seriously? So then I started, when I was working with other people, I started asking them, when's your birthday? You know, and I had everybody's birth digits. I was just, all I was making sure is they had the legitimate birth year, that they were of age to legally be working. I never looked beyond that, right? So once I found out that they were all Capricorns,
Yeah.
that I hired all Capricorns without looking at anything but birth years, I thought, holy shit. And this was a crew that was like phenomenal. Like they were so serious about working. They were always there. They were self-motivated. They worked. I didn't have to babysit them. And I was like, this is the best damn crew I have ever had. And so it was that really simple life experience where I was like, I have to go and dive a little bit deeper. There is something to this. So that's kind of how that really began. But that's what made me get very serious and pay attention.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's a really just a simple story of just life that, yeah, but yet it was wild. I like those. Those are my favorites.
So for our audience and everybody wondering why astrology, what is the one question of like, why would we want to study astrology? I know my whys, but
yeah. Well, I think it gives a lot of answers. And even if it's not necessarily an answer that you feel is like the end all be all answer, it explains a ton. It will give you unbelievable understanding for yourself, for your loved ones, people, coworkers, just dynamics, personality dynamics, or life challenges, just whatever happens in your world. A really quick, easy thing for people to do if they're thinking about astrology. If they're like, oh God, do I want to do all that? You could even just pay attention to where the moon is every day. Just pay attention to what sign the moon is in. It changes every 2.5 days. And see if you can track, does my mood change when the moon changes signs? And so just doing something really simple like that can explain the emotions that I feel, why some days I'm really feeling good and kind of carefree and like I just don't seem to be as sensitive, and where other days someone can say the littlest thing and it's like, oh shit, like we're very we just feel very vulnerable on days. Some days we wake up maybe a little on the angry side, a little testy, a little, someone says something and we're like, what'd you say? So it just depends. And so when we watch some of those simple things, it can explain a lot about self. And was probably one of the biggest things for myself, was explaining things about self, for sure.
Yeah. And that I think the biggest thing is, if you want to know about yourself or somebody else, the astrology gets like into especially with your first class that I had with you and Sarah, I was like blown away. I was like, I walked away from there with so much knowledge.
Oh, good. That's what I want.
Yep. For one class.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I want. I mean, this is the knowledge that's here. This is the age. This is it. Time. Pluto and Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. It's time where the knowledge is handed back to us. And so this is it. Yeah. Yep. This is it.
We have some Capricorn appreciation going on in the chat.
Oh, good. Good.
Capricorns are hardworking.
Absolutely.
Go Cappies. Yep. And then Cap says, I feel the same way about Capricorns. And then Teamwork says that one of my jobs, I had the president of the company hire people by their birth signs.
Nice. Oh my God. How cool. That was the thing too. Once I started studying, it was just like, holy crap. We need to be doing what they're doing in India. The baby's born, draw up a chart. Do not wait. Get the chart drawn up. Parents do that. People will say, hey, so-and-so's just been born. Even if for people where it's like, it's not about a health issue, or it's not about any major concerns, it's just simply, where are my child's strengths and weaknesses?
Yep.
And how do I, where are we going to need to spend a little bit more work, right? Because, I mean, it just can help to navigate It can help navigate the different challenges. It can help navigate relationships. And so I think it's invaluable, honestly.
I think so. We have so many questions for you, but I'm just looking at the time. And,
Yep.
and Sarah's going like this, like, look at the time.
Yeah.
So that means
Yeah,
we're
it's
allowed to
already-
ask you any more questions.
Yeah.
I
no,
have
not a
some
problem.
questions from I'm starring them.
Okay.
I'm starring them, and we can I want to get to the questions, but I want to make sure we get through all the
reading,
information
yep.
she has us, the readings today, because those are
We're going to do
I'm
readings
starring
for all
the
12
questions.
signs. I don't know if we explained all that. I might have should have said that. We're
Yes.
going to give all 12 signs,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll give that specific reading, very personal, private reading right here live for that one person who wins at the end.
Yeah. So this is for everybody, everybody's star sign. So if you know some people know their ascending or their rising sign or their moon sign but this is for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be all the signs. So G, I'm going to step back and keep my little mouth shut because I am going to listen to everything you have to say.
All right, number one, we're starting off with Aries energy. This is fire. And with fire, Aries energy has a lot of support coming in through the changes that are going to happen in 2026. Let me see what I got written down. I've got a book here. Okay, so the first thing about Aries energy is this year, throughout the year, there will be a restructuring, and it's very specific to the physical body. Very specific. So for Aries, there might be times where you are feeling very driven, very duty like, very serious, especially when it comes to your physical body and its appearance. This will be probably a major highlight, and you'll have support. You'll have big time support. And it's going to be additional support in terms of having a good time, maybe being a little on the athletic side, trying something and being very confident and courageous about it. This is like a no fear, can do attitude. So physical body, having a good time. We think of even organized sports, or even doing things with children or feeling like a child again. Connecting with the inner child in terms of play. This will be big. Play will be very big. There will be a serious side to it, though, because there's a little bit of Saturn's influence involved here, but it makes it very disciplined energy. And it actually says that Aries, especially if we have Aries listening, whether you're rising, ascendant, or moon sign, with this energy, you can change what you have set for your long-term goal, especially with your physical body, in terms of, maybe I want to, work out. Maybe I want to get more physical and trim down. Maybe it's just simply, I want to change something about my appearance. Aries tends to look and to be a little bit on the youthful side. And some would even say, well, it's the child of the Zodiac. So it might be some say maybe a little naive. For the next 2.5 years, Aries will be growing up. This is a growing up energy. And this is actually a real blessing for Aries, because normally it's like the fine wine, and it takes a long, long time for it to age. It needs decades before it becomes that beautiful, wonderful depth of flavor, right, that we love. And so Aries has the ability to kind of become more of the adult and even possibly the authority figure of its own life. And I know Aries already thinks that, and not that they aren't, but they're very independent by themselves, right? They're very much like, it's me, and you can't tell me what to do. So they feel like they're the authority. But this is different. This is thinking very long terms. Aries has a tendency to be very short-sighted. Got a lot of Aries energy, got a lot of love for Aries energy. This is me understanding Aries, where, oh man, I wish I had done that differently. I wish I had really thought that through instead of being so impulsive. right? And so this can be a huge benefit for Aries energy, especially if you're looking to look different, especially if you have children in your life, especially if you're like, things are just getting too serious. I need more play in my life. I need to find a way to maybe even attract a little romance in my life. This is nice energy for this. And with this, you can look forward to halfway throughout the year. And we're talking, it'll start like May, end of May, going into June. There are other big changes happening up there. And with these changes, it will bring more confidence, but it will also bring more joy, more laughter. You want to be like, you'll feel like you want to entertain or be entertained. Likely be in the spotlight even more, be more colorful, whether it's clothing, hair, accessory, whatever it is. There's something about you when you walk in the room, you will stand out. There's something about you where there's the charismatic kind of magnetism type of energy vibe that will be just boof. It has like this expansive thing going on with a touch of wisdom, which is really beautiful, because this is a person who kind of has this presence of confidence and vibrance and joy. Remember, joy and laughter. That will be key when times get serious, which for all of us, there will absolutely be serious moments in 2026, but there's a ton of creative support. So for Aries, creative support, creativity, children, if you're looking to have children, if you want to connect with being a child, if you want to just, be more athletic, and you may also have a good streak of luck this year. Remember the timeline. It starts about the end of May and it's going to go to the beginning of July. That timeline right there is where up in the sky we have the most concentrated energy for fire. And for Aries, luck is on your side. So now we're going to go to Taurus. Taurus, I swear, as I'm talking, I feel like I don't know, I see like flashes of those people in the newspaper reading all the, they did those columns. That's kind of how I feel. I'm like, as I'm doing this, I'm like, I can't believe I'm hearing myself do this. Taurus, you are having a little bit more of a serious year. Not that it isn't beautiful in terms of creating, but there is a soul evolving energy that is coming in strongly. You have it in terms of your soul's goals, probably soul's goals you didn't know that were there. If you weren't already connecting with your soul, there's going to be more. There is also a coming about sort of vibration where it's a soul purpose energy, life purpose energy connecting in. And this life purpose energy is connecting. Let me double check my numbers here. Let me make sure we're doing okay. The life purpose energy is connecting with the practicality, with things that are small and tangible and are we think of domestic energy and how we serve. So there is a very big connection between serving significantly one-on-one and a big connection between serving within the larger group and humanity. So this energy takes on a very, it's new, it's exciting, it's different. It will take you out of your comfort zone. And this is important because this is what your soul wants you to do. You have to step outside of your comfort zone. There is also an energy strongly present for some of the past coming in. The past is large here. And with the past energy, there's the opportunity to mend broken bridges. There's past wounds. And these past wounds can bring about a healing, a spiritual teacher, a guru, which means you could even possibly become that for some individuals. Self-worth is going to be very big. And it's for you, Taurus, based on your appearance. There will be wounds connected to my values based on what you think about your own appearance. So remember, it comes down to what you're holding inside and within your mind. One other thing that is coming in strongly for Taurus energy is that you have a subconscious, there is like this subconscious boss type of energy, okay, where you kind of like turn on, and you might not be aware of it, right? Because it's subconscious. But what this means is it's connecting again to more soul energy. There's a lot of connections for this year for soul energy. And what that means is that you're finding tangible ways to work through the soul's goals. And so this means very literally what I do for an income, what I do for work. And so in terms of that and how you're going to be making money, new is on the menu, new and surprising. And we're being asked to possibly reconsider how we make money, what we do for an income, and to move forward where we're doing something that we didn't consider doing before. So you do have plenty of support. We all will have plenty of support for new. If we are willing to step outside of the comfort zone and be creative, major support is here. Networking and communications is going to be important. You're also going to have a bit of a gift in terms of home and family. There's a lot of confidence there. There is a lot of expansiveness. Home and family may even grow this year. In terms of home and family growing, for some folks, this may be I'm adding to my family, or it could be I'm literally gaining property or additional homes. At one time, I had keys to 3 different houses, but I owned none of them, just as a quick, simple, practical example. So this can be a very interesting time for 2026 for Taurus energy. The main thing here is to be willing to go outside your comfortable zone, Taurus. Gemini. For Gemini 2026, we start off with your appearance. Shocks and surprises. Not that they are shocks and surprises necessarily that happen to you, but possibly you start dressing in ways where you are trying to stand out from the crowd, where you want to be like acknowledged and recognized as being a distinctive, independent human being. You have this I'm going to surprise them type of vibration with you for this year. Well, actually a little bit longer. But with this energy, there is a long-term goal in mind here. You're connecting strongly with your beliefs about your future. Possibly publishing. This is a big year for Gemini energy. The fire signs and the air signs. This is a huge year. So if you're someone who is considering doing social media, whether it's podcasting or vlogging, just any form of communication, writing, teaching, going to school, learning. This is really big for Gemini. And I know that's a simple one, right? Because that's Gemini. But no, Gemini would be considered even extended education, but definitely probably taking more serious being a teacher in some way, even if it means I'm doing it locally, even if it means we're just, with my neighbors and peers and siblings and coworkers. And even if it's not like on this, big scale, in some way we kind of become a mentor this year with Gemini energy. The other thing with the Gemini energy is your communication style will likely change. Now, if we thought that 2025 was the year of duality, where we were kind of contrarian almost, and speaking in not in tongues so much, but sometimes saying things where it's like, wait a minute, but you just said this. This year for Gemini energy, there is going to be a booming, confident vibration when you speak, almost as if when you speak, people are listening. because they can feel the confidence in your voice. It almost will have a very salesman or saleswoman type of vibe, where when I'm speaking, it's almost like I'm giving a speech. I'm trying to very impress something on people. This is connected like with actors, actresses, and politician type of energy. But it's in your house, your powerhouse of talking and communication and learning and teaching. So in terms of that for this year for Gemini energy, the connection with ease and moving forward into the future is with group energy. So this would be streaming. This would be, whether it's in conferences like face to face, but doing stuff online, doing stuff with tech would be big. And I'm hearing very loudly to remember to say this to Gemini, because it came in earlier today, that with technology, there is something here for this Gemini energy where a big part of what you're supposed to be doing is to help AI. It needs your help. It doesn't have all the facts. It usually has a lot that's wrong. With Gemini energy and working with tech and having a focus for the next 2.5 years, it's almost like you will have an underlying, this is my goal type of thing. This is what I'm silently, bit by bit working towards, because you will have the ability to help AI become more accurate and be smarter. And AI wouldn't be the only thing. This would be friends as well. This would be friends. This would be social systems within the world. This is that big energy where we have safety nets, and where we have networking that happens so that we can help each other. It's very altruistic energy. It is the humanitarian. And for Gemini, this is also very inventive, being very creative and being very inventive. And you're going to have the mind for it this year. You will have the mind for it. So use your mind wisely. Cancer energy. For Cancer energy, 2026, this is money. There is an abundance of energy and support for Cancer with career and with moving forward with your goals for your long-term financial stability. Okay, this is a year where you will have luck on your side, not so much in terms of gambling kind of luck, although for those of you that play, yeah, sure, go ahead and do it. But this will be in terms of you will have abundance and generosity that kind of just oozes from you. And when that happens, it is drawn to you, because this is in a very magnetic placement in your chart, like you will draw it in. And so people will want to help you more than usual. You will be getting the benefit of fun and being playful and being optimistic and laughter, being a voice that can provide whether it's jokes or whether it's just somebody to lighten things up a bit. This will be very beneficial. You will have a lot of confidence in terms of you will have some like innate soul ability that comes through, like jokes you never told before, your ability to even be more performative and to really almost feel like you're on the stage will kind of take front and center. And if you're connecting with people, specifically the individuals who are very, these people are very focused on success. There's no other way to put it. They're very driven towards success. These are very independent people as well. So there's a nice relationship. You guys will kind of, you get along because there's this drive to be independent, but at the same time, things being serious and sometimes getting too serious, it is your ability to kind of lighten their load. And after all, Cancer energy is normally that energy that has like this nurturing vibration to it. And so people would be naturally drawn, especially if they're around you physically. If they're not around you physically, if you're doing some stuff online, you will have a window of opportunity, Cancer, to literally come across with your soul's purpose. It will reveal more opportunities to you. It can mend broken bridges with individuals that you had in the past. These can be siblings, these can be coworkers, these can be neighbors or peers. These can just be anybody in your community that could be even be online and that you talk to all the time. There can be a mending that occurs. And this again is with friends and group energy. A lot of these things you'll hear me repeating them in different ways. That's why I'm saying again. So it's all about networking and talking. It is about open lines of communication and using technology. There will be a window of opportunity, and that window will come in at the beginning of June. It will only last for approximately, it's for about 2 weeks. And when that opportunity comes, you will have the ability to heal old wounds, not just your not just your wounds, but the wounds of the others as well. And so it's this bridge energy that gets created. We literally build a bridge, but we have to be willing to be honest about the wounds from the past. And once we do that, we can become the healer. So for Cancer energy, I love this because they have the healing ability just when they're very nurturing, just when they are around people and they can provide, this tribal kind of comfort of history in the past. Let's see, we're going on to Leo energy. Leo energy, okay, so here we go with Leo. Your shine, your brightness, this is a big year. You're a fire sign. So with that, fire energy becomes your ability to create, to recreate how you appear. So this appearance can have to do with clothing. It can have to do with your hair. It can have to do with how you show up in the world. When we have the appearance and the connection with your soul energy, with the past, there's this innate knowledge and how to stand out and how to shine within that group where people are just drawn to you. And with that, you will have the connections for abundance and for prosperity. This may connect for travel opportunities, learning, teaching, extended education, so continuing your education, connecting with your beliefs about your future even, and very prophetic energy, getting downloads, getting information about the future, cranking up the intuition will be very strong for many, many years actually. But in this year in particular, especially when we get to about June, from June for the rest of 2026, you might feel like you can feel that you're vibrating, like your head and your wisdom that starts coming in. You will feel as though, are you having conversations with God? Well, we got a kitty cat in the room. So the Leo energy also will have this opportunity to heal the past and to heal old wounds in terms of values and self-worth and love. This window of opportunity will be for the Leo energy around the very beginning of June, and there will be like a 2-week window there. So from like June 1st to the 14th. And in that time, this may be love as in, marriage or partnerships of some sort. This energy can also connect with work and money and moving into the future. And this is one of the highlights that are really important for 2026 is considering alternative ways to make money. It is going to be very successful if we're using our creative energy. It'll be very successful. And our authenticity will be super important. So for Leo, the only recommendation that's coming in kind of strongly, because you'll have a lot of confidence. And when we get like an abundance of confidence, sometimes we get overconfident. And so what I'm hearing is you will draw more people to you by not being over the top confident, where we're, I'm going on the stage. Oh, I've got to be this way. I've got to be that way, and putting on a fake persona or something. It's really going to be more about the vulnerabilities that are shown this year. Okay, that will be truly important in creating successful partnerships, whether that's personal or professional. Virgo energy. So let me, chart's changing up a little bit. We're going to the top now. Okay, Virgo, there's going to be an abundance. Your dreams are going to kick it into high gear for you this year. Dreams, not only in terms of what do I dream about, but it's like, oh, one day I want to have this, one day I want to have that. It's going to be dreams in terms of like when I'm sleeping. So this might be a good year for Virgo to keep, hold on a minute. I got a cat eating wires. Taffy. Oh my God. I had
Someone asked
closed.
if your cat was a Leo, because he popped up when the Leo, you were talking about Leo.
That's a good question. It's Taffy. And you're right. She did pop up at the Leo. She's not a Leo, but yeah, she usually pops in when the Virgo energy comes on screen. Hold on. I'm got to make sure she's not doing anything she shouldn't be doing. Okay, let me get on my roll again here. I was in Virgo.
Cat interruptions are A-okay with us.
Yeah, I'm just totally, my setup is very different. And so I just have to make sure nothing's going to go crazy. But yeah, cats, all about cats. Okay, so dreams. So it might be a good year to pay attention to those dreams. It might be a good year to write them down. And it might not be necessarily about, oh, they're going to give me the dreams of the lottery numbers. Although for some folks, maybe that happens. If it does, yeah, we'd like to know about it. Mainly, the subconscious is speaking to you. Okay. And because you're going to have an increase of this energy, you may actually find that your dreams are more colorful. You may actually find that you kind of are excited to go to sleep, actually, because you actually will sleep and you may have an increase of your dreams. But when the subconscious comes forward, the main thing with that is to pay attention to what it is, because many times there is a lot of processing and healing that has to happen. And this is important because there's another placement in this chart here where there is work being done with the past and the wounds of the past, the traumas of the past. Okay. So it's energy where it goes way far back. This is energy when it talks about the wounds for the Virgo energy, where it has to do with my ability to survive, like a survival instinctual type of energy. It's really old. It goes way deep. So all that means is you want to kind of give some honor to that and give it the chance to come out and get processed and talked about so that you can heal. And when the healing happens, well, oh my God, then everything becomes better. We feel lighter. We start changing the way we live and we attract different people to us. And yeah, we progress. So for that energy as well, the 10th, that's career. We're looking at your career now. So this is saying that there will be possibly some surprises, but you have to consider something that you wouldn't have considered before. You have to consider something that is different, something that is unconventional and that pushes you outside of your comfort zone. So with this energy, it is group energy. It is the ability to, whether it's streaming or teaching online or just doing something online. And it could even be working with tech, but it can also be I'm taking part in helping humanity. I'm doing maybe volunteer work even, but you'll be more serious about it. You'll be working, more diligently to it. It'll in some ways kind of start to feel like your job, and you're like, hey, what the hell? I'm not getting paid to do this. What am I doing? This is energy that just says to think outside the box and to go beyond your comfort zone. Because of this energy being here, there can be a lot of success with your daily routines, a lot of success. Your daily routines and your health even actually will be going through changes. And those changes are all about connecting this deep subconscious past with how we're living in the present day. And so we want to be present, but we want to also be able to connect with everybody that we're coming into contact with. And so this vibration for new group energy, yeah, it's changing and it's transforming, which means people that you call friends, which would include people that you like know, not just like online people you actually know. That change and that transformation can bring about opportunities for new connections. Because when we change it vibrationally, who we called friend once before, there's something about that where we elevate, because we don't all grow at the same time. And so this would be expected this year for Virgo energy. And yeah, the wounds of the past is what I'm hearing that's coming in again, is actually the next 14 years, there's the ability for things to be fully understood and to be released, and to release all the trauma and karma and to be done with it. So this is a deep year for Virgo energy. Libra, 2026 Libra energy. Let me get my focus here. Okay, so this year there might be surprise opportunities for travel. There might be opportunities for learning, and some of it may kind of just come up suddenly. So this would be great if you are out and willing to be traveling. You have support coming in from the 5th house of romance. So it might come from, if you have children who are grown and who can afford such things, maybe they surprise you with something. It could be from, your spouse or someone that you're in a romantic relationship with. There is the opportunity for just talk and communication on a really authentic level, and discussions about our future for Libra energy. Relationships make sense. Your partnerships become very serious, which is great, because normally the partnerships, not that they haven't been going great, but there may have been a tendency where I was just kind of going through, and there was, we start them and then it maybe doesn't last really long. There is a more seriousness of thinking long term in regards to personal, private, and professional partnerships for Libra energy. And when I say this, that means there's support. There's universal support coming in. And this support will come in by way of friends and group energy. Again, this is big with networking and tech. So whether I'm doing the online dating stuff, whatever it is, there's a massive amount of support here. And when surprises occur for Libra in general this year, they're probably going to be kind of big. They're probably going to be like, oh, wow, because there's a lot of opportunity where the fire and air gets mixed this year for Libra. And when fire and air get mixed, what happens, right? Whoosh, the surprises become bigger. The wisdom will be on 10. The downloads will be coming in. The opportunities to work in groups, but yet stand out in those groups. You'll have this confidence about you, which would be beneficial, because then that's how you attract that relationship energy. Now, for people who are already in a relationship, this can just enhance the relationship that you're in, and it can still create additional relationships. With these additional relationships, it doesn't have to be that they're like lovey-dovey, romantic relationships. I've seen plenty of folks' charts, including my own, where we have quite a few people in our relationship house, and I'm not married to any of them. This is just people that we're willing to compromise for. They're that important to us. Okay. Okay. There is an opportunity for major healing and releasing of karma for this Libra energy as well. This is this energy talks of coming and going over, and almost, I don't want to call it a rehashing, but maybe even folks from the past coming back where we're able to talk about the past and kind of air whatever those wounds were and find resolutions. And just the conversation, just the communications can bring about the healings that happen. And this would be probably someone who's significant, which means you could have like a religious teacher or a spiritual guru, someone you look up to. It can just be, someone that you kind of, you look and you're like, oh, there's something about them that they inspire me in some way. And whatever way that is that they inspire you. That person, there's going to be something that you guys talk about that can trigger the healing of the past. And by that healing of the past, it opens up more intuitions. It opens up more gifts, more abilities that you were not aware of. And it can change and heal a lot of the fun energy, like fun when I was in groups, when I used to have fun, when I had friends, like it's that kind of vibration. It's all about surprises and doing something different and unconventional. Scorpio. We move to the Scorpio, and this is this energy for Scorpio in this year. There can be some tricky stuff in terms of relationships. So it's kind of different with Libra in terms of relationships, because with Scorpio, this is going deep with values in terms of my self-worth within a relationship. And self-love and self-care are going to be super important for Scorpio this year. And it's not that you don't love yourself or value yourself. It's more about loving and valuing yourself enough while you're in that other relationship, where you don't lose yourself when you're in that other relationship. There is a connection with the past. And again, this connection will bring in friend energy, group energy. There may be surprises with this energy, with these folks. So 2 weeks, the beginning of June till about June 14th, there's a window where we can resolve our differences, where we may then be able to kind of springboard off of those differences and move forward into, let me see where I have my line drawn, where we're going to springboard into a professional goal. So it's really interesting, almost as though somebody or something from the past, someone you're familiar with, comes forward, and then new opportunities will open up to you. And with these new opportunities, there's the support of the universe, where an innate ability will come through. This energy is going to be you being very lively. It's going to be you showing your playfulness, your childlike self, even your ability to laugh and have humor. This will go a long way, a very long way. In terms of material, tangible success and achieving that and working and building towards that, there will be challenges, but again, you will have the universal support here. You're going to have lots of professional opportunities this year. You have to be willing to just go outside the comfort zone for you, and you will have the support that you need. Just understand that home and career will probably be a bit of a juggling act, not like it already isn't for everybody. But in particular, home, my emotional home, not just like the physical surroundings, but how I feel emotionally. This can be a time of where you're feeling and seeing some of the deep emotions and wounds from the past. And so you just want to remember the key is to go to the humor, and you'll do just fine. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what do we got for Saggy? Oh, okay. So for Sagittarius, the relationships, business partnerships, even personal and professional, but definitely new and different technology might be involved. Technology, again, doing something that you just never considered before. But you also have to remember to do something where it's going to not just be for the best for you, but for the best for the greater good, the best for the group energy, which is very difficult to do sometimes because, you know, there's no one answer for everything and everybody. The Uranus energy that I'm staring at in your 7th house says shocks and surprises to relationships, but it gets tempered by the wisdom that you have in the placement of wisdom. So you have a major blessing coming, and this blessing has to do with whether it's teaching or going to school, whether it's, you know, experiencing life and seeking the path of truth, like going on that journey to discover truth for you. This energy will be really kind of like blown open when the discoveries of, you know, opening those doors, they have the big question marks on them, and going through them. This is where the benefits will come through. Travel, big time travel comes up. So for those Saggies, haven't met a Saggy that doesn't like to travel, but there will be, especially when it hits June, from June following through, there will be an opportunity, especially like the first couple of weeks of June. So even if you're not physically traveling, this can be a time of where you're, you know, whether it's going online and traveling vicariously through connecting with people who are in other countries, or by some people do meditation, right? We're traveling because I'm in a different realm. It can be that way too. And for those of you who don't do that, and who, because you know, a lot of people are like, I have never done that. I want to do that. How does one do that? If you focus, this can be the year that you can travel in other ways other than getting in an airplane. You can travel for free this year. That is a possibility. Your communication and networking, business and a trade of services will also be a big deal for you this year. You have the ability to change the way that looks. That's locally too. It doesn't have to be just like online stuff, but locally within your community. So for Saggy, fun and children and having a good time is also highlighted for you. This energy is also taking on a little bit of seriousness though. So it really adds to a more, like maybe even a workout routine, like being serious about it, because it's definitely more structured. It's definitely saying, these are my goals, and I'm writing stuff on my calendar and I'm just going at it. So whether you're doing that with the youngsters or feeling like a youngster again, because you're getting busy and you want to have a good time, there's just something more structured in your outgoing sort of energy. And this can also bring in, for those Saggies who are looking for partnerships, this can also bring in a touch of seriousness to the romance side of life. Whereas if you were constantly finding new people to have a good time with, these may bring in more serious suitors. All right, Capricorn energy. Let's take a peek see at Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn energy for you this year, there is likely going to be some revelations in terms of wounds and traumas from the past. This year has the ability to show you things that were connected to when you kind of stood out, possibly things from childhood, but not necessarily childhood now. These can also connect to father figure energy. There can be some wounds connected to that. There's going to be some innate knowledge that comes in. There's double energy here for history, double energy for like soul energy. So what you might experience might not be something that you can connect to in this lifetime, and that's okay. Just whatever it is that comes through, just know that if you need someone to talk to, someone to process things through, then go ahead and do that. Like, don't even hesitate, because you have a double abundance of the past that comes through this year. It mostly has an upbeat like vibration to it, but it is in a placement of trauma. So I would just suggest that if you're feeling, you know, like heavier than usual, or like I don't know how to deal with something, do yourself a favor and reach out. reach out to someone who can listen, and maybe even a professional. That's what you do with that double intense energy. And I also say that for Cappy, even though these Capricorn energy is usually very serious anyway, you may have an opportunity to lighten the load by taking part in really creative activities. So think back of what you did when you were a child and what made you laugh. What were you doing when you were having a good time? Try to reconnect with that. That will become big, and it will also heal your values for love and self-care and self-worth. The inadequacies, if we're feeling a little on the inadequate side, the self-love and fun, but super creative is what keeps coming through. A lot of creative energy. So by creative, everyone always thinks, oh, I got to get a paintbrush. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking you can get in the kitchen and start cooking up something. You can go and grab a hammer and some nails. Like, you can do something that's material and tangible. It doesn't have to just be, like this kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be sound and music and writing. It can be material and tangible. The point is to be in a creative mode. This is what will bring you some healing, okay? Because you are changing and transforming what you value. And this is pretty deep, actually, Cappy, because with Capricorn, normally, the hard workers, they're working towards attaining material and tangible, right? But this energy is waking you up, and it's saying, oh, but there's more. But there's more. There are things that money can't buy. And so this energy will accelerate that, because we should all expect that for 2026, fire and air mixed together. Time will go very fast this year. So don't waste it. Oh, let me turn the page. And time is a big deal for Capricorn. Huge deal. Aquarius energy. Change and transformation in your physical body and your appearance. But this is a deep change, a very deep change. And this deep change, again, you will look very unique. You will stand out even more than usual. Or you take the opposite approach, where you're like, God, I'm tired of standing out. I don't want to always stand out and look so unique. Maybe I kind of want to do what my friends are doing, or kind of want to try that. The point is, it's something you haven't done before. That's the point. It's something that that makes you maybe even feel a little bit uncomfortable. So whether it's clothing, whether it's just how you show up, some people are on time, some people aren't on time. It's that kind of energy. It's literally where your physical body makes an appearance. So this energy can greatly improve opportunities for networking, possibly even to spice up the romantic side of life, and the fun side of life, and the creative side of life. You will have great creative ideas. Please don't sit on them, especially if it's creative writing. If it's, all of a sudden you're, feeling on the humorous side, all of a sudden you might have the opportunities to, just be a little bit more colorful, to just find the lighter side of life. This can go a long way. But children, for Aquarius energy, if I just got to say this, if you're looking to have children, then great. There might be some surprises this year. If you're not looking to have children, there might be some surprises this year. So just move forward intentionally in whatever way you need to do that, because you have surprise on your side in the house of children. You also have it in the placement of for automobiles. So there might be something there for you where it's connected with technology and innovation. There might be the possibility where, you might be fortunate, and you may, whether it's to get a new car or, well, it's new for me type of thing. Something with transportation can bring some surprises. I'm hearing loudly the mind in talking and communication. Normally for the Aquarius energy, the talking and communication is kind of on the fiery side and comes out really fast and maybe assertive and aggressive. There will be a little tempering. There will be a little bit more discipline, a little bit more structured communication style. This is where the way in which we communicate doesn't sound as youthful and young or even childlike. This is a year where that our form of communication and thinking actually will be more serious minded. And I think this is a blessing. I think this is going to be a good thing. I think if we had challenges in terms of our mind, not able to hold on to something for a long period, like I get bored easily, like I start with this learning and then all of a sudden I've moved on to the next thing. This energy will say, stay focused. Stay focused because you have a goal in mind. So it opens up an opportunity to learn and to do additional learning, especially if it's for career. This will work out really well. And I would take advantage of it. You'll have that kind of energy for like the next 2.5 years. Pisces energy. Pisces is, there is a energy of, it's kind of got like this electrical vibration. It's new, it's surprising. It can be the nerves in the body because Pisces is really sensitive energy, the sponge of the zodiac. This energy will work with my emotions, my ideal around at being nurtured and comforted and feeling at home. Usually this energy works really well in terms of being able to talk about how I feel, and that will be the case. However, your forms of talking about how you feel, the way that you go about it may change. There might be something quite unique that occurs when you're talking about your feelings, your emotions, and family. This is mom energy. This is whether you're the nurturer or we're talking specifically about your mom, it can be both. It brings up even maybe surprises in terms of mother wound type of energy. Some of us have old wounds connected to mother wounds, whether it's my ability to be a mom, whether it's my mother, the way she was a mother for me. Even if you're a man, it's simply connecting to the moon energy and the nurturing side of life and empathy. And with this energy here, there may be a tendency to be even more detached than usual. So I would suggest that when it comes to family and people that feel like family, there might be, we might need to be a little bit more aware that in our emotions, we're being possibly overly detached in the way that we're communicating, even though we may feel deeply. There just might be something about the way that it comes out where people might be like, did you just say that? What the heck? Okay, I won't be talking to that person ever again, And it's really not that. It's just that what comes out may even surprise you. Okay, so you just might want to count to 10 before you allow what wants to come out to actually come out. So just kind of keep that in mind. You will have an opportunity for figuring out like more of a life's purpose connection. This will occur again at the beginning of June. And this energy has to do with talking and communicating and networking and business and significant one-on-one relationships. So partnerships and marriage are included in this. This can also have to do with contracts. It's very down-to-earth practical energy. So once we kind of have that revelation, we're going to have new abilities and new innate, like gifts that we weren't aware of that we had. And so remember, this is in significant one-on-one relationships, and it can be professional partnerships too. So with that energy, we're working towards, it's kind of like a springboard. They keep showing me a freaking springboard on a pool. So it's kind of like a springboard that takes us into work, our daily routines, like domestic energy. And so this makes sense. Our partnerships to then like where I live, but also when I'm working, well, sometimes we spend more time with people we work with. So that's also that domestic energy. And there will likely be challenges there. However, laughter and keeping things lighthearted, there'll be an abundance of confidence and wisdom that comes through. And this will be a very practical wisdom. It'll be useful. It'll be practical. I'm hearing the caution is to not be overly dramatic. This is the caution I'm hearing. Don't go over the top. Don't be over dramatic, because this will give great confidence in just feeling like I have to perform. It will be like a performative vibration. But remember, this is at work or this is within family. And so when we're around these people, these are the people we're around the most. They're going to get tired of that real quick. So the whole point to this is to just keep all of that in mind and to just kind of think balance. So maybe the mixture of the energy where it's coming out like in a really detached way where it almost seems like we don't care, and then this overly dramatic, that might create a tricky circumstance. So if we're aware of this, we might not have as difficult of a time. But just remember that if you think peace and harmony, like how would I want to be spoken to, this is where your greatest success will come. Not that you don't already kind of vibrate that, right? Like that Piscean energy is we're all one, but it will need to be communicated. It will just need to be communicated, and your self-worth will get a big boost. You'll have a healing that occurs because there's already a thing that occurs where you're very fixed. You're very fixed in terms of what you're thinking about and the way that you're talking and communication style. And so when that edge can come off of that a little bit, people will feel that there's an easier way to approach you. And so with that more approachable energy, that you can create a bridge, and there can be some harmony, there can be some peace, and there can be prosperity, because this is all in the place of let's make some business, let's network, let's talk, let's relate, let's make a trade, let's make this happen. How can we move forward? This is also in the placement of learning. And this location for Pisces energy, when it comes to learning, this can be tricky because the energy that's already there, it slows your mind down already normally. So there's this wound that you'll be working through. So just remember that, but also know you're going to have major support, major confidence that will come through to support this. Again, that really kicks into gear June, and you'll feel it. So overall for Pisces energy, just do what you normally do in terms of thinking about, I want peace and unity for everybody, but also be aware of the detachment, and you'll have great success. So that's all 12 signs, I believe. Did I miss anybody?
I don't think so.
Anybody counting? One? No, I went through every page. We're good.
We are fantastic.
Good.
That was amazing.
Well, yeah, I need a sip of water.
Yeah, I was going to say, you need some water? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jenny says, raising my pleading to have G back on again. Please, please, please.
Oh,
Subscribe
okay.
to G's channel. She is amazing. She is amazing.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
This one had me cracking up.
But
I started cracking up in the chat. Victor said Sponge Vic Zodiac pants. I couldn't hold it together after that. Oh my gosh, these chatters, they're so amazing. They have so much fun.
That's good. That's what you want. You want people to
so
have a good time.
If you want to get your name in the draw, it is #chart. You must be here to win. And then you will need to email G, and we'll put her email address in, and you will put in your date, the time that you were born, and where you were born. So if it is in Yugoslavia, say exactly where in Yugoslavia you were born, and or the US or Canada or wherever you are coming in from. So, and it's very exciting when you get your own chart, and we will post also. G, you do. Why don't we do that? We'll let the thing come. The winner, just as long as everybody can get their hashtag.
Okay, so
chart. Yeah.
So what do I need to do? I'm in my email and I'm waiting. Who's gonna win?
I'm going to present. I'm going to put this banner up. So here is.
So
yeah. If when you're called, as long as you're here, go ahead and email G.
And if they're not here, you just go to the next. You pick another name.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah.
So I'm going to.
Carmen, Karen, the email's on the screen.
Okay. So we are ready to pick our winner.
Yay!
Yay! Let's see it. How does this work? I've never done this.
All right, here we go.
Oh, cool! I like this.
Yeah. So everybody puts in hashtag chart if they want to put their name in, and then it brings up their name. And
oh,
Frank,
no way! Wow! Look at that! Congratulations! Congratulations, Yay. Frank! Woohoo!
Frank's
I know. Where's the music?
That's one thing we don't have. We could have sung, but you know, you may.
Oh no! I'm just being a pain in your ass. That's all.
Yay, Frank!
Yeah. So Frank, I think you know G's email address. It's allastrology@gmail.com. And congratulations. And thank you everybody for coming in. So G, you also have a course or a class that you do, and it's once a month?
Yeah. It's the second, I wanted to say Tuesday. It's the second Saturday of every month. The second Saturday of every month. We are doing Astro class with G. And I'm in Central Time Zone. And so it goes from 8 to 10 p.m. in the Central Time Zone. And if anybody's interested in that, you can email. My address is on the screen, allastrology@gmail.com. And you say, G, what about that Astro class? And I'll give you the details. Mm-hmm. And then from there, you can decide, if you want to be a part of it. It's not I do it per class. So some people might want to dip in just for one class. That's how it's set up to be, just per class. That way you can fit it into your schedule to make sense for you. It's also available through recordings. So I record each class, and for some folks, they can't make the class at the class time. But if they contact me, then they can receive the recordings of each class. And so some people are taking the course that way. So you just figure out what works for you. Yes, Frank, I do need that info. I know that doesn't make sense, but I need it. Yeah. Yes, sir. So Frank, I need that info. Yeah. Let me go see Frank, if I can get it.
Send it over. So G, were you going? Have you decided on what you are going to be charging for your class?
Yeah. I think it's we're doing it per class session. So the per class session is $15.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody,
15.
that was 15.
$15. Yep. Very reasonable.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's extremely reasonable. Trust me.
Hands down worth it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're learning, and there's a lot of knowledge there. And it's, the main thing is I don't want people who have never had an astrology class to be scared by it. It's important to me that those people have the opportunity to feel comfortable while they're learning and to not be lost. Like that's really a big deal for me.
Yeah.
I'm drawing Frank's
And
chart up right now, so you can go keep talking, and I'm just going to try to get this in here without knocking the desk around too hard.
okay. And so the class blew me away. It's it's from anywhere from the basics to, and you're there and you're looking at your own chart. You are finding out about yourself. You can even bring somebody else's birth time in that, and location, etc. And G will actually bring it up, and it's just mind blowing. I think I will be every time that you have that going on. And also G has her YouTube channel that she goes on weekly, and she's got weekly videos in on her channel. And then there's live streams the 1st and the 3rd of Saturdays every month. And if you donate at the time, she will do your chart, and she'll ask a couple questions, or you can even go on live with her and you can ask her questions about your chart. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I've done that a couple times, so
it's amazing. She just pinpoints, like in just a short amount of time, just the most accurate information. Like she pulls stuff out there. You're like, whoa, how, like, wow. That's crazy.
No,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I wanted to add something. Did I say I said 8 to 10 on Saturday? Did I say Saturday for the astro class? Did I not say Saturday? I just wanted to make sure I said Saturday.
Yep, 8 to 10 Central.
When I'm doing too many things at one time, my brain's like, hey, did you say that? I don't know. Let me go check.
Yeah, you froze up for a second too. So your computer was like, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that might be the case.
Everybody, I think you are going to be so amazed at what G is going to show us now, how the readings come. It's mind-blowing. And
yeah,
local person saying that she's also done it and that it's very worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got Frank's chart. His chart's ready.
Okay. So I'm going to mute.
Do 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 do.
Did he send it to you?
Yeah, I've already got it drawn up and I'm ready to go.
Okay. Do you have we're still sharing the one we were playing with, so you might have to do that again.
Oh.
The one, the one we were playing with earlier. So if you just kind of reshare the new screen.
Let me know if you see it. Oh, I see it now. Oh, woohoo. Yay. Here we go. Okay, so this is how this works. Frank, this is about the future. This is about your 2026 future. Let's take a deep dive here. All right, so we pull up the outer chart, which gives us the outer planets. And we're going to take a jump ahead so that we can see some deeper stuff for Frank. Okay. All right, so Frank, June, the month of June, I know I've been all the readings, that's where a big part of the focus was, the May and the June. Specifically for you, once we hit July, yeah, you're going to have relationships that are going to be more fun. Fun, fun, fun. And you will have large opportunities in these relationships in terms of getting really serious. So there's a recommendation, which is anytime we have Jupiter going through our 7th house, don't don't marry anybody during that time. You always want to wait until Jupiter is out of the seventh house because it gives us an overconfidence in partnerships. So just keep that on your radar in case if you're not married and if you're looking to get married, or if you're married and you're thinking you're going to marry somebody again, if you're thinking of additional marriages, Jupiter in the seventh house. At the same time, you're also going to have you will have some opportunities for love because you'll have Venus nearing that bonded energy of deep commitments and deep contacts. It's intense energy that's going to be coming up. But you're also going to have an opportunity later on in July. You're going to have an opportunity for healing because you're going to have harmony and beauty coming in, traveling through your eighth house. This energy will bring, again, possibly another opportunity for love. And even if it's not considered like, oh, romantic kind of love, it will be possibly love from the past and going over some of those wounds and those hurts from the past. But there can be surprises, especially if it's somebody who's either possibly older or younger than you. Venus coming through can scream, this was an old love at one time, but there's something it looks new again. It looks fresh. It looks different. So there is a possibility to maybe even reignite something with somebody from the past. And when I say someone from the past, it doesn't always have to be past from this time around. It could be, like soul energy past. There can be that opportunity on the table. And to be specific on that for you, we're talking from July 15th to July 22nd. July 15th to the July 22nd. There is, this triggers this grand Earth trine. I don't know if you can see this in your chart, probably not, and that's okay. This can bring more love interests. This can bring just desire will be amped up. There will be a desire to talk, to communicate, to relate. And it will be, harmonious and beautiful because of Venus and Uranus connecting strongly. So when these connect, there's going to be a depth that's involved in a healing because of the intense Pluto energy. And then there's going to be action that happens. There will be taking action. So just keep this in mind for yourself going into the future. If this is something you're looking forward to and you're like, oh yeah, I've been waiting, then great. If it's not, just absolutely keep this in mind, that this might just be something that as Venus touches on these and your natal Jupiter gets triggered, just use it as a healing opportunity. And just always think about, I'm just releasing the trauma and the past because of the planets that are going around. Saturn energy in the placement of love. Once Saturn, it's in Aries and it's going to start doing a retrograde here. So with this connection, if you look 14 degrees, it's connecting with your Uranus energy. So again, shocks and surprises, and likely somebody older. But again, this Saturn is in the house of love. You see where love comes up in multiple ways. Now, this may also be creative work. It's a possibility because it's Saturn in the house of creativity. It's in Venus's house placement, and Saturn can be work, like as in job. So there might be opportunities to make money as well at this time. And there's probably a healing involved with wounds in the past about your creations. That's a damn good possibility because this Uranus and this Chiron connect so strongly in your chart. This would be past life stuff, like stuff that you brought with from another time. I also see here increased communication with home and with family at the same time, but a prominent feminine figure in your life. A prominent feminine figure. Let me check something else real quick here for you. Okay, so let me go to your, okay, so there's your node. All right. Here's the other thing too, Frank, is the nodes are traveling. They're in your seventh house right now, partnerships, personal and professional, but then they're going to go into the Leo energy. It's going to stay in your seventh house. So this means that you have 18 more months of meeting people, talking to people, encountering people who you very possibly could have had intimate relationships with in the past, like whether you're aware of it or not. So you can have contacts, with people where there's just soul history. And many times when we have that soul history, we kind of feel like as though we have to act on it. Just think in terms of professional, think in terms of, how can this, advance professionally, if you're already in a committed relationship and you don't want to, go further in any way, but just think of it in terms of a professional, creative partnership. Move forward with that kind of energy, because as the South Node goes through your Leo energy, it is going to bring people to you where they're going to just connect to you in a very deep, soulful way. There's going to be innate qualities of creating and collaborations that come up because of that energy. Think of how the South Node worked for you, in this past 6 months, maybe even the past year, as it was sitting in your 8th and then your 7th house. This energy can increase romance for sure, because you'll have Jupiter in your 7th house. So I just keep hearing romance over and over again. And so I'm just like, I guess, giving a word of warning, or maybe not warning, because for people who are in romantic relationships already or committed relationships, that can be extremely tricky, especially when they're not looking and they all of a sudden just meet somebody. And then it's just like, oh my God, but we really clicked deeply. So let me see your fire energy. Yeah, I really believe it's going to be more on the professional side, because your fire goes into your 2nd, and then there is some fire, of course, in your 3rd. So that can be an advantage in communicating and trade and business and sales and talking and social media as well. But group energy and friends and career also plays a role in this. Also plays a role. So let me see what else is popping up for you. Let me actually go like this now and get rid of this so that I can kind of just see. I just kind of want to see what jumps out. Okay, so this planet, this is Urania. She has jumped out. Urania, so this is work. This is your daily routines. Okay, Urania is feminine energy, and I kind of talk about her as though she's like the feminine partnership for Uranus energy, which is really interesting. She is in the home. She's in the placement of your home. Urania, she is the feminine energy for astrology. Yep, feminine energy for astrology, believe it or not. It's right there. And she brings about, she can be creative. She can be sensitive. She talks about the urge to study something thoroughly even. So maybe you'll take up learning, which is very possible, and be very serious about learning a new craft, a new trade, a new skill set of some sort for this year. Urania, she goes really deep. She's a little intense, but she's really interested in knowledge for the sake of knowledge. Okay, so this Urania energy can be quite creative in terms of music and song. I mean, she literally was the goddess of music and song and dance, is Urania, as well as astrology and astronomy. So with this energy, there can be new ideas and new creative endeavors that occur for you. And that may be something that, you literally do for work or pleasure, but it's something you do regularly because it's in the 6th house of my daily routines. And healing, by the way, because alternative healing always keeps coming in with the sixth house energy. And so knowing that Uranus here and possibly healing with feminine energy, right? If there's wounds there, which, yeah, the mother wound especially, this energy can bring about a new beginning in terms of ending the old and the past and the trauma from culture and like my mother's lineage type of energy and a rebirth, because you even have Isis here. And I will also say one last thing for you, because I'm not even keeping track of I don't even know if we're running on schedule, ladies. I tried keeping track of time the first halfway through, and then my brain just went to all the astrology. There's one more thing here for you, and this is going to be, let me get this on the screen real quick. I heard to look at your node, so let's go the node as it moves a little bit further. When we move into, yeah, now we're moving. Okay. So here it is in November, Frank. This is going a little bit further into the year, but this is, yeah, this is what was coming up. There's going to be, let me click on, yeah, again, this reinforces, this is children fun, romance, creativity, having a good time. This is writing. Again, if you're creative writing even, so whether that's with music or just whether it is stories, manuscripts, I don't know, movies, plays, poetry, whatever it is, writing comes up big. You will have new ideas. You will have new inspirations even. But fun is going to be a big part of this for you. Laughter and fun and talking and communicating and social media is going to be all part of it. So this energy says that you're being nudged to creatively express even more. It's as if your soul signed up for a lifetime to shine and to shine, to show your big heart. That's yeah, that's what I keep hearing, your big heart. So embracing play and creating without any guilt, but doing it in a very new and unconventional way, and possibly working with group energy as well. But different and new is going to be, it's going to be a theme for you, because you're going to have like this North Node going through your first house of appearance, and it's all about your soul's goals. And so when it goes through that first house of appearance, we change how we show up in the world. We change our appearance. So whether it's hair, hat, clothing, on time, not on time, some more examples of how we show up in the world. Some people show up and they're always prepared, right? Your chart shows that when you show up, like there's something super distinctive about you. You stand out. There's something that's kind of unforgettable even. And that's actually a really good thing to have, especially if we're being creative, especially if we want our creations to take center stage, and kind of if we want the creations to get the attention that they deserve. We, as the, whether it's the performer or the writer, we want that stuff to be memorable. And usually people who are unforgettable and who stand out, well, that makes them memorable. So it's your authenticity. It's your authenticity, because you're going to have a North Node trining your North Node this year. And some say that this just means, you know, it's kind of a paying it forward kind of time, but it's an alignment of the soul's goals. That's what it is. And it's in your house of creativity. It's also children. So keep that in mind. It's kind of the suggestion I gave to one of the other signs that I remember. But yeah, children, fun, joy, creativity, and romance will be huge. So this is your year, Frank, where your creations may get the attention and the accolades that you desire and that they deserve. But your authentic self and your heart are going to be your your ticket. How about that? Your ticket.
Wow.
I think that's it. How does that sound? Is that good? Because I haven't been keeping track, and I'll just keep on talking.
That just amazed me. That just like blew me away. Frank, I hope you enjoyed that because, wow, looks like you've got a pretty
he
good
loved
year.
it. He loved it.
Well, Frank, I just have to add, because it's coming back in, just the whole romance thing, that North Node connecting, this is that too. This is all that 7th house and that stuff I was talking about earlier. This is that too. So again, just, you know how to navigate your life, but this is just kind of that heads up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Heads up of just keeping it fun is probably the way forward here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Opal Everett says, I'm going to have to get my 2026 chart done. And Shine Truth says, wow, so much information. Amazing. Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, it makes my head explode.
Yeah.
The amount of information you give is just amazing. And it's,
That's right. Yeah.
It just wants to come out really fast.
Yeah.
It just wants to pour through. And I'm like, okay, there's only so much. My brain is so small.
Mm-hmm.
So I just shared G's email. So if anybody wants to book a reading with G or ask about the classes, thank you. Yeah. Or anything about G. And once again, I've been sharing, it's in the description, and it's also, I've been popping it into the chat, G's channel.
Yes,
you know,
Allastology. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, classes are every second Saturday of every month.
Yeah,
but
every second Saturday of every month, and then I'm live on YouTube. I do the live stream every first and third Saturday of every month.
Yeah,
and then we do private lives on the 4th Saturday of every month. So every Saturday is booked. But it's to make it where, yeah, go ahead.
Your private lives, I've actually joined them, and it's, you get a one-on-one or whoever is in the small group with G. So she takes the time with your chart.
Yeah.
And you can
that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, crazy. But what's really impressive.
Yeah, sometimes people just have things that are just, you know, they feel very vulnerable because it can go deep sometimes. And it's just shit you don't want the whole world listening to. You don't know who's listening. You know,
that's right.
You just feel vulnerable. So the private lives just gives people who feel that way the opportunity to connect in a smaller, way more intimate setting, because my private lives are definitely limited seating. I do not want them big at all.
Yeah.
And so it's always limited seating available in those. And so it's first come, first serve. And yeah, you got to get in and book them as soon as you can. Otherwise, they just fill up. But it's once a month. So you could always pick a month that works for you.
Completely all about you, one-on-one, that's a private reading, and G blew me away, and I still keep going back for more. So it's amazing. So I hope everybody enjoyed themselves.
Yeah, I hope it was a good night. I had fun. It was great to connect this way. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. There were a few requests that if you can come back. So we would love to have you.
Okay, we will definitely work on it. We will definitely work on it. I enjoyed it. I really kind of would, you know, honestly, doing the YouTube thing and running your own live stream while reading charts, that is like so much work for me. And my head really wants to explode when I do that. So in a way, I really kind of like somebody else doing the live. And all I got to do is the astrology. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I'll still do it, but it just makes it easier. This was the one thing I never wanted to do, for real.
Yeah.
I never wanted to be on YouTube. Hell no. You know, so it's like, this is definitely just all there's just so much going on at one time. My brain's like, can you really do that? Are you sure you can do this? No, I'm not, but we're doing it anyway.
Yeah, we never thought we'd be doing it either.
Not right? Yeah. Well, that means we're doing it right, I guess, because we're supposed to be doing shit that pushes us outside of our comfort zone. Well, I mean, I'm a lot more comfortable with it now than I was, for sure, but it's still, you know, I really enjoy the private lives, like that kind of in that
Yeah.
context.
Mhm.
In the astrology classes, I really like, that's where I really feel the most comfortable. It's in the classroom
Yeah.
kind of experience.
It because before I went live, I went to G. Do you think I should do it? Do you think that's right? And then she showed me in the chart. This is where it shows you, right? So
Yeah, right. And how does it feel when you can see it on paper? It's so validating. It's insane.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like you have a healing, you know, and maybe not for what you wanted to do, but for people with the past, or because I know on my family, like I'm one of 12, and like the relationship dynamics of my family, I consider insane. But when you look at the charts, it just helps you to understand so much. Where
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, oh, so it enables you to not take shit so personally, you know.
Yeah.
It gives that's what I love about it. It makes it more objective, where it's like, okay, but just look, this is how this person came in. This is how you came in.
Mhm.
This was the battle on paper. How else did you think it was going to turn out? You know, it wasn't meant to be unicorns and candy canes and birthday cakes, you know. And so it's like, oh, you know, you kind of, you almost feel like a healing, literally, just from
Yeah.
that. It's like, oh, wow, you know. So
Mhm.
it's done a lot for myself and for a lot of other folks. So anyway, for people who are looking into it or who aren't sure, yeah, you can always send an email, and then yeah, we can communicate and go from there. There's no pressure. Seriously, I don't like making people feel like we're selling something, because I can't
The-
stand that myself. So
exactly. And if anybody wants to
yeah.
get a hold of you, and you've forgotten or you can't find G's information, please reach out to Sarah and I. We can get you in touch with G. We'll share her email address. And anybody who's seen this, and you can always go back to this throughout the year, you can go have a look at it, see how it's actually faring up with your year, which I think is amazing, because you can go back and go, oh my gosh, that is coming true. And especially the month of June, check that out, everybody. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huge. Just big shifts, big shifts.
Mhm.
I know when you were saying stuff, I'm like, so they were talking about Sarah's and my reactions on while you were reading. We were like, oh my God, that's like,
Oh, really?
yeah, you were
Mhm.
connecting with us
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I had a reading this morning from somebody, and a lot of the stuff that person said, you kind of doubled down on, and you repeated it for Virgo and Sagittarius. So it was kind of the both parts, because
so you look at both.
Saggy everywhere. Because I
you.
want Virgo, but I do have a lot of Sag. So, but I was like, I texted Don Ray, I'm like, that's what they said this morning. Same thing. It was just crazy.
It's not magic. Like, this is where the planet is. Do you know what I'm saying? Once you know, like, where something is, you know what that means. It's not magic. That's the other beautiful thing about it. It's just learning to read a different language, a divine language.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
So, do you have any questions for us?
Nope, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know if I should, but if I do, I'll send you an email. I have no questions. I am good. But thank you for the opportunity again, ladies. I appreciate it.
Very
Absolutely.
welcome. So
I had a good time.
Yeah, this was amazing. I was just like in awe listening the whole time. Like, I don't really have to do anything but play in the chat and put things up on the. It was nice.
Well, see, you totally get it. It was nice to just be like, oh, I get to just kind of enjoy the experience, right? Instead of being the experience, you get to enjoy it. Like, hell yeah. Yeah, that's a nice thing.
Everybody, thank you for coming in. Can't thank you enough.
Thank you. Yeah, this was amazing.
I'm glad you all enjoyed it.
next month.
Yep, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, definitely figure something out again with G. We're gonna have you on again. Absolutely, for sure.
Sounds good. Sounds
So
good.
the Lightworkers Lounge next month is going to be on a special day. It will be on a Saturday morning Pacific time. So I think it was 11 Pacific and 2 Eastern. So check out that date. So it's not going to be our usual Wednesday. We're doing it on a special date, and we have 2 amazing guests coming on with us, which we will announce later on, closer to the time.
Did you say the date? You said Saturday, but did you say the date? I don't know if I heard the date.
It is going to be on, I guess I should say the date. Huh?
Oh, no. If you don't know the date, that's fine. I didn't know if I misunderstood or if I didn't hear it, or sometimes,
So the 21st. So it'll be later in the month. So Saturday the 21st, and it'll be 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern. So I just went and checked my calendar, which is what I should have done beforehand. Yeah, special time. So not on a Wednesday, but it's going to be an awesome show as well.
And that is 2 special guests that we have not announced yet, but we will let you all know closer to the time.
Yes. And then if you go over to G, subscribe to her channel, get notifications, because you're going to get a lot of information. It is amazing. Channel, her readings are awesome. I can't wait for mine. I'm so looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today.
Yep.
We are going to call it an evening. It's been about almost 2 hours. So we just want to say again, thank you for joining us. Thank you, G, for coming on. This was fabulous. It was amazing.
You are welcome. You are welcome. You have a good night, ladies.
Okay,
You too.
Yep.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye-bye.